Let's do a little hands-on history. These little balls were so important in the Revolutionary War. Musket balls that soldiers used in their muskets, and they were vital. The supplies were always running low. So people like you and me, we did what we could to help. We found any extra metal that we could spare to melt down. Women and children found pots and spoons and other items to help keep the fight for freedom going. Back in 1775, people would melt these items down into musket balls, and each ball weighed about 1 ounce. So, let's see how many musket balls the items in your house can make. Here's what you need to do. First, go on a Liberty metal hunt around your home with an adult's help, and find safe metal items like cookie cutters, or jar lids, or other small metal items that you can use to weigh. Next, you're going to need a scale. If you have a kitchen scale, maybe one like this, that's great. But if not, or if you just want to make something today, I'm going to show you how to build one. You'll need a few things: a clothes hanger, some string, a few plastic bags, some scissors to cut the string, and some quarters. You ready to get to work? With an adult's help, let's build the scale. The first thing we need to do is cut 2 pieces of string that are the same size. And you're going to have to tie a couple knots in them, so it's okay to make them a little bit longer. And if you want to make sure they're even, which is always nice, you can do it like this. You fold the string in half, cut at this end, then when you get it to let go of the hanger, you go to the other end and you cut right there. And now you have 2 nice even pieces of string. Now we need to tie a piece of string to each of the bags. So we're going to start with the top corner of this bag. And I like to punch a hole through. So I'm going to use my scissors and make a little hole in this corner. See that? And then I'm going to push the string through. We don't need too much through, but enough to tie a nice little knot. And we're going to tie a knot in there. It doesn't matter if you have some string hanging down. It doesn't have to be pretty. This is just to be functional, if you will. Now we're going to tie the other end onto the hanger. And depending on how much space you have to hang down, this hanger down, which you'll see in a minute, you'll decide where you want to tie the knot. I'm going to tie mine pretty close to the top. It'll make it easier for you to see in the video. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. When you're done, you should have something kind of like this. Try to keep the strings at the ends. And then one thing I like to do is to bend back the tops, because this will help make it easier to get your hands in and out of them without them closing. So you bend back the tops on both sides. All right? So now, when these are off to the edge, we have our scale. Now right now, the scale's pretty even, right? By the way, you can have an adult hold this for you. It makes it much easier, so you have both hands free. Now, whether you're putting it on a broomstick between 2 chairs or you're having somebody hold this for you, they can't actually hold the handle. It has to be able to move to adjust to the weight, so it needs to just balance on either the broomstick or some fingers like this. See how it can still move? That's how it has to be, so it will work like a scale. So now we know a musket ball weighs 1 ounce. What are we going to use for our weight, though, at home? What else weighs about 1 ounce? I know, 5 quarters. That means each quarter weighs 1/5 of 1 ounce. And you know who's on the front of the quarter? George Washington's face is on them. He was the one waiting for those musket balls. So that seems perfect. So now, on one side of this scale, you're going to put the metal that you are going to give to the fight for independence. Let's see. We'll take these cookie cutters. And you'll put them in one side. And make sure they get down in the bag nice and tight. See, I need an adult to hold mine for me too. But you get them in the bag, and then you'll notice when it's balanced, it's not balanced anymore because all the weight's in that side. So now we have to figure out what these weigh by putting the quarters in the other side. You keep adding the quarters. Oh, we're getting close. Pretty close to even, isn't it? That's what you do. You add quarters until you see how many even it out. Once they're even, which we're pretty even now, we're going to count the quarters. So I put 3 cookie cutters in the side, 3 whole cookie cutters. And how many quarters did it take? All 5. That means those 3 cookie cutters, if they were melted down, would come out to about 1 musket ball. And you can try this with other items to see just how many musket balls your kitchen or your home may have been able to help donate to the Revolutionary War. Great job, young historians. You have now discovered how even small things at home helped win big battles. Remember, sometimes it's the little sacrifices that make the biggest difference.